Hey guys, hope that you're all doing well. Thank you again for joining this group and joining my fundamentals course. I'm really looking forward to getting into it next week and showing you all the stuff that I've created for you, showing you the absolute essentials. Be good if I could talk. The absolute essential things that you need in order to get a 7 or above in your IELTS test. So because you joined early, what I said was I was going to give you some bonus material. So last night I asked you, what do you need help with? Just tell me what you need help with and I will give you some extra lessons. So this is the first extra lesson. I'm going to post it today, and then tomorrow I'm going to post the second bonus lesson. And the two things that all of you asked for, well, 90% of you asked for, was either vocabulary, help me, I need more vocabulary, or grammar. My grammar is terrible and I really need help with my grammar. So today I'm going to make video 1, which is on vocabulary, and tomorrow I'll post video 2, which is about grammar. So vocabulary. What I'm going to do is I'm going to give you the method that I have shared with the students in my group, in my VIP group, that have got band 7, 8 or even 9 in their IELTS writing test, in their IELTS speaking test. I'm going to share that method with you, and it is the most effective method that I am aware of, and it really does work for my students. And it is such an effective method because it combines other areas of your preparation with your vocabulary preparation. But more on that in just 1 minute. What we need to do before I show you that method is to talk about the reason why your vocabulary is not at the level it needs to be. And it's nothing to do with your English level, it's nothing to do with your vocabulary level, it's got to do with your mindset. And in order to explain this to you, because some of you will A, not believe me, B, not like what I'm going to say, or C, a combination of the two of those things, and you'll just never want to work with me again. In order to explain this to you, I'm going to just use a couple of analogies. So if you look on the internet and type in like how to lose weight. So I know a little bit about this because like I am quite chubby. That's probably, if I have to improve something in 2018, my health would probably be the thing I need to improve. But if you just Google like how to lose weight, the things that come up are not the things that will actually help you lose weight. The things that come up are things like diet pills, like, or miracle diets, or machines that you strap to your body and they automatically melt the fat away. Do any of those things work? No, absolutely not. Or say you want to make more money and you put into Google how to make more money. You'll get things like Bitcoin, or investing in some new company, or creating a website that will make you $1 million overnight. Do any of those things work? No. If any of those things worked, we would all be millionaires and we would all have six packs. We would all have flat stomachs and we would have lots of money in the bank. So are the people who are offering these things to you trying to scam you? Yes, they are. But really what they're doing is they're exploiting your weakness for tips and hacks and shortcuts. What everybody wants is they want to be able to learn vocabulary or get rich or lose weight really, really, really quickly without any effort at all. So they want a miracle solution. And those solutions are really attractive to people because it means you don't have to do any work and you get what you want. So just like these scams that are trying to sell you diet pills or Bitcoin strategies or something like that, what you'll see on the internet is when you look at how to improve your vocabulary, it will say things like, here's a list of band 9 vocabulary. All you have to do is just learn this list of words, insert them into your essay or use them in the speaking test, and you'll get the score that you need. Now, if this worked, what would be the average score in the writing test and the speaking test? It would be amazing. If that worked, everybody would get a band 8 or everybody would get a band 9. The average score worldwide for IELTS writing is 5.5. I run probably the most, I don't know this for sure, but I would have a guess that it's probably one of the most popular essay writing correction services. So I see essays every single day. I have a team of people working on and correcting essays, so I know what I'm talking about when I say that the number one problem when I look at these essays is people inserting and using vocabulary that they don't even know how to use. Because they have been told that all you have to do is just learn this list of band 9 vocabulary, which doesn't even exist, and you'll get a really high score. And what people do, they use this hack, they use this shortcut, they use these tips, and they get 5.5 or 6 or 6.5, and the bottom line is it doesn't work. Why does it not work? Because you can't shortcut your way, you can't hack your way into knowing lots of vocabulary, and most importantly being able to use vocabulary, and that's really the key word, being able to use vocabulary effectively overnight by just learning a list of words. So you can learn a list of words, you can learn the meanings, but you'll never be able to use that in the test. So what I'm going to do in the second part of this video, we're going to go inside my computer and I'm going to show you a few things. I'm going to show you my screen, I'm going to show you some PowerPoint slides and some websites that will allow you to learn how to effectively improve your vocabulary and get your vocabulary to the level that it needs to get to. Will you be able to do it overnight? No, that's not the way the human brain works, I'm afraid. But I will show you the quickest way. It's not a quick way, but I'll show you the quickest way to move your vocabulary to where it needs to be. So let's jump inside the computer. Okay, so if you're serious about getting a 7 or above in your IELTS test, part of that is improving your vocabulary. But part of that is also doing a few of these things which are linked to vocabulary. So you should be reading every day in English. You should be listening every day in English. You should be speaking in English every day. And you should be doing a little bit of writing. If you want a 7 or above on the IELTS test and you think that it's unreasonable that you should have to read in English, listen to English, speak in English and write in English a little bit every day, then you're probably not going to do very well. You're not thinking in a very logical, realistic way. But most of you are logical, realistic people, and you'll be able to get the score that you need eventually. And to do that, you should be reading, listening, speaking, and writing. But how about if you wanted to improve your vocabulary by combining your listening time and your reading time each day with your vocabulary preparation? And that's what I would suggest you do. So you're going to be reading, you're going to be intaking information every single day, either through reading it or listening. When you're reading or listening, you will come across new words, i.e. words you are unsure of. Okay, so you'll see words and you might know the meaning, but maybe you kind of know the meaning, but you don't know how it works in a sentence. So any words that you're not 100% sure of and you don't know how to use, underline these words. Or if you're listening, note them down. And try to guess the meaning using the context. So don't immediately reach for Google and just type the word into Google and get all the information on it, look at it, and then forget about it and never use it. If you see a word that you're unsure of, look at the sentence around it, look at the paragraph around it, look at the context of the actual story or the newspaper article or the title or all the keys, all the little bits of information that will help you guess the meaning of that. And then after you do that, you can then record the word properly. So what I said before, what a lot of people do is they just Google the word, look up the word, think about it for 30 seconds, and then completely forget about it. It's essential that you record your new word, your new vocabulary properly. And this is how you do this. So get a new notepad. It could be an electronic notepad using Google Docs or something like that. I prefer a real notepad, real pen and paper. I just think it's more effective and it's just easier to do, but if you're an electronic person, you can do that. And what are some of the things you need to do? So you do not write the word and then the translation. That is useless. You will never be able to use the word properly if you do that. Also, you don't just write the word and the meaning. Again, completely useless, because you need to use the word, not just recall the meaning of the word. So you're going to write the word down, and then you're going to think about different things that you could write beside the word to help you remember it. So the different forms of the word, collocations, meaning, example sentences, pronunciation, synonyms, antonyms, grammar, and anything else that helps you. It could be a picture, it could be a little story, or it could be colors, it could be anything at all. But these key things, if you write a word down and you note the forms, the collocations, the meaning, the examples, pronunciation, synonyms, grammar, all of these different things, you are guaranteed to be able to remember that word, and most importantly, be able to use that word effectively in a sentence. But then you need to review your new words. So if you do this every day, say you read for 15 minutes every day and you listen for 15 minutes every day. Now, I'm not saying that 15 minutes is the the optimal amount of time that you should be reading or you should be listening. I'm just using it as an example. But let's say you did 15-20 minutes a day of reading and 15-20 minutes a day of listening. By the end of a week, 2 weeks, 2 months, a year, how many words are you going to have in your new vocabulary notebook? You're going to have a huge number of words in there. So you need to review it. So regularly review these words and try to use them in your speaking and your writing. So as I said at the beginning of this presentation, you should be listening, you should be reading, you should be speaking, you should be writing. So you're learning vocabulary in a 360-degree manner. When you are reading and listening, you're learning vocabulary. When you're speaking and writing, you're learning vocabulary. So vocabulary is so important. It's 25% of the speaking test. It's 25% of the writing test. And it's a huge part of the reading and listening test that you should make it a focus of your preparation. But it's really essential that you prepare in a realistic manner and a manner that works, not learning a list of words that just doesn't work. If it worked, you wouldn't need me. Advanced vocabulary preparation. So there are certain common topics that come up on the Task 2 paper again and again. When I talk to people, often they say, I really need help with Task 2 vocabulary, writing Task 2 vocabulary. So if you look at the common topics, things like education, health, technology, the environment, government, business, all of these common topics keep coming up again and again. So where can you find these common topics? Do you need to buy an education book or a health book or a technology book? You can if you want, but there's much easier ways to find that information. So if you were to go on to the BBC News website, and obviously we have all the stories here, but if you look up here, business, technology, science, entertainment, health, all of these common Task 2 topics are here for you. So if you wanted to brush up on your technology vocabulary, all you'd have to do, so here's something about Facebook, so you click in here, read this article, and just highlight any new words that you come across. So let's say propaganda. Let's say you didn't know what propaganda meant. So you would record that word, you would guess what the word means from the context, you would record it properly, you would review that, and then you try and use it in your speaking and writing. Or you could use another website like The Guardian. If you click on more here, let's see, science, technology, business, environment, all of these different topics are covered in any news site or any newspaper, any online newspaper. Anything you need is covered on these sites. The name of the newspaper is not important. The thing that's important is that you actually do the work and you actually read every day and you listen every day. And think about it if you just read 2 or 3 news stories every single day. What would that do? Would that just improve your vocabulary? No, it would improve your reading skills, would improve your ideas. A lot of you complain, I can't think of ideas for Task 2. Read more, no problem then. Idea development. A lot of you are very, very poor when it comes to developing your ideas, explaining your ideas, using examples. You will see how newspaper journalists or Any writers explain their ideas, and then you'll also have examples because you can use the actual stories as examples. You will improve your vocabulary, you'll also improve your grammar. Even just passively, you will be noticing things about the grammar when you are reading, or you might notice specific things that you're weak in, and you're improving absolutely everything by reading and listening every single day. So a number of you right now are thinking, because I've been doing this for years and I can predict exactly what you're going to say, but that will take too long. I have my test next week, or I have my test in 2 weeks, and I need a 7, I want a 7, and I want a miracle solution. If you want someone to lie to you, this is not the place for you. So this group, this course, me as a person, IELTS Advantage as an organization, we're not going to lie to you. We're not going to tell you, buy our ebook of 10,000 Band 9 words for $10. We're not going to do that because it doesn't work. We're not going to lie to you, but there are many places that will lie to you. If you want that, and if you want the vocabulary version of diet pills, leave. We will not be able to help you. Go and spend your money on a scam. There are hundreds of IELTS scams out there, whether it be individual teachers or whether it be websites selling dodgy ebooks or courses that don't work. If you don't like what we're saying, which is you can get the score that you need, but it's going to take a little bit of hard work, maybe don't stay with us. Maybe go and waste your money on a scam and waste another $250. The IELTS test is a lot of money, guys. I'm showing you for free how you can get the score that you need and not waste any more money. Don't waste another $250 by following someone who is telling you improve your vocabulary by learning a Band 9 list. It doesn't exist. And don't waste time away from your family and your job and your dream life. For most of you, your dream life in another country is waiting for you. The more time you spend convincing yourself that these shortcuts and these tips and these hacks work, the more you're delaying that dream life and the more time you're spending away from your family and your job. And obviously we would rather have you spend time with your family or making money in your job than wasting time doing the test over and over and over again. So if you're serious about getting the score you need, stick around. There's more information like that coming tomorrow when we'll be talking about grammar, and all throughout next week we will show you exactly what you need to do to get the score that you need, but you need to actually do the work. There are no miracle solutions, there are no hacks, there are no shortcuts. Hope that you enjoyed that, guys, and I can't wait to share more with you tomorrow and next week. Thank you. Bye-bye.